First of all, start the AD controller, means DC machine, and yeah, it is started. Okay, just okay, yeah. And right now we have to do the installation for the SQL Node 3. Click on it, and yeah, it will start. If you see, the first one is the started perfectly, means DC machine, and third one is in a progress here. Okay. 2 to 3 settings we have to change. First of all, date and time for our convenient, and then second thing the IP address, and third thing is the name of the computer, and we have to join this machine in a DC node. Correct? Okay. So one by one we will do that. Right click, adjust date time. From here, change the date time. Then next thing is the IP address. Click on this network icon, and in this we have to change the IP. Change adapter option. Properties IPv4. Yeah, Internet Protocol version 4, and then properties, and in that we have to give the address as a 10.1.1.24, because first one is the DC controller as a 21, and the rest of the three as a 22, 23, 24. Okay, and subnet mask will be a 255.255. Then yeah, and here there is a default gateway as a main DC controller 10.1.1.21, and same as the DNS server, means whatever the requests are directly go to their default. Okay, as a DNS preferred. Okay, close it. And yeah, the next thing is that we have to rename the computer, and we have to join the this machine into the swaraj.com. Got it? So here, go to the setting or a control panel. Also, you can go there. Yeah, yeah, system and security. And when we are adding this machine into the swaraj.com, so first of all, DC controller means first machine should be on, right? Means it track that things, means it can acknowledge that. Okay. change the setting, then change the name, then SQL node 3, right? SQL node 3, 1 and 2 we done. And right now we are closing up the setup of the SQL node 3. And here Swaraj we have to provide as a domain name. Click on OK. Yes. Then we require the authentication, means administrator, and whatever the password of the AD directory we have to give that. Yeah, it will say welcome to the Swaraj group. Yeah, it's we have to provide. Before few minutes I tried it, but I didn't get the message as a welcome to the Swaraj group. So what I did, I restarted the machine of the SQL Node 3, and right now I'm going to change the name again. So it might affect. Go to the more. Sorry, here we can change the name SQL Node 3, and the work group name. Sorry, the domain name is the Swaraj, right? Okay, and then it will ask for the permission. Here you can see the message welcome to the Swaraj domain. Okay, yeah, means we done it finally. And yes, it will say yeah, restart the system. So the next changes will appear. And on this machine we have to install the SQL Server and SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, first of all restart it and then install the two softwares. Right now I am on a AD machine and in Active Directory users here, on DC machine you can see there is a Active Directory domain users. So yeah, Active Directory users and computer. So here you will get this window, and on this you can see yeah, SQL node 1 is joined here, SQL node 3 is joined here, right? And I have to join SQL node 2 again. Okay, and yes, the 3 is ready. Okay, send alter control delete to it. Here we have to log in from the different user, not the self administrator, right? So here you can connect from the Sagar, yes, and mean domain user, means for first machine as well we joined it from the, here you can see I am connecting it from the Sagar, yes. If you check here, then you can see I am here I am joining from the Sagar, yes machine. So sorry, Sagar, yes account. Same for the node 1, node 2, node 3. Yes, right. Yeah. The server is installed on the first one machine. Means yesterday I installed the SQL Server and SSMS. Okay, so here you can see there is a node 1 as a server, and yeah, this is the SSMS. So yes, I'm going to the third machine again. Here we have to install, right? So what we have to do, we copied the two setups. No, I think I have to check we copied or not. If not copied, then we have to copy that. Yeah, I'm getting the folder right here. Copy the data from first machine. SQL node 1, enter. Got it. So you can copy that to set up means SSMS and SQL Server. And how to install the SQL Server and SSMS. So I already shown you before few minutes, so that you will get the knowledge about the means how to install. Means machine 3 is ready, and there is a one setting for three machines means as a availability group point of view. So I will show you that. And yes, first of all, make the ready three machines means there is a SQL Server installation and SSMS, so that we can connect to the any server and all the three servers are fine. Here I started the SQL Server installation on the node 3, and one more thing, I added the SQL node 2 in a DC controller. So if we have to see, yes, there is a AD controller and SQL node 2 is also added, right? And I'm going on a SQL node 2. So yes, this is the node 2. Here you can see, and after that we have to copy the setup like SSMS and SQL Server. Okay, copy it on a local so that it will be a fast. Once the SQL Server installation is done and SSMS is done, then what we have to do, we have to create a one database on SQL Node 1, and we have to make it as a available on the three means there is a SQL Node 2 and Node 3. For that we have to change the one setting on a server level so that it will come as a availability group. Okay, first of all we will install it. Sorry. Yeah, I think I already copied it. Yes. Okay, then I have to just install it. So two times it will ask the permission about the administrator rights. If some part is repeating again, then you can skip that part, because same thing is for the node 1, node 2 and node 3, right? So installation part, and there is a first of all IP address. Then next thing is the computer assignation, means name. We are adding that computer into the DC controller. That is the second thing. And date time changes. This is the third thing. And fourth thing is the we have to copy the data from node 1 to the node 2 and node 3. And fifth one is the yes installation of the SQL Server and SSMS. These are the common step for the all three machines. Yeah, right now server is sorry setup will start. And for SQL Server we have to stop the firewall. So go to the control panel and stop the firewall. And we are setting up. It might be a slow because four computers are running. You can see here there is a AD controller, SQL node 1, then this is the node 1, right? And node 2, yes, this is the node 2, right? And node 3, SQL Server installation is running on, right? So I am going to the SQL node 2. Yes, setup will appear in few minutes. Go to the control panel and large icons so that we can easily find out Windows firewall. For domain, we have to turn off, and again, once the our installation is done, then we can. Sorry, first of all, we have to turn off, and then once the installation is done, you can turn on it. Okay, I'm turning off, so we don't have any problem while installing the SQL Server. Okay, and go to the installation. Yeah, new standalone installation. As you know, I shown you SQL Server installation 2 to 3 times before, so you can refer that as well. And please ensure that the SQL Server um, administrator means of this machine when we are installing, we are giving the rights of the domain user. So I will yeah show you. I will skip the some part and then I when that part will appear, I will just then again turn on the recording. Yeah, here is the accept and then next, next, next. After the feature selection, when we are uh, inserting the user's name so that you can use the domain name. Yes, yeah, I'm adding the replication service at here so that if I have to show you means how replication will work and yeah, so that will be helpful. Means we have to replicate the data from node 1 to the node 2 and node 3. So in that phase, we can use this replication service. or a feature. Yes, indeed. Okay, default instance, and yes, it is the main step at here. So instead of the local administrator, we have to use the domain user, because that domain user we require for the availability group as a admin, and for to do some operations like administrator things, and add, then select the domain user which was created, means starting the demo. Okay, and yeah, click on the next, and yeah, feature configuration, just review it and click on an install. Yeah, for SQL Node 3, SQL Server installation is done. So close the setup, and how to check SQL is installed properly. So go in a services, and you can check, yeah, that particular service is installed properly. Meantime, we can install the SSMS tool setup, and okay, here SSMS tool. Yeah, SQL Node 2 SQL Server installation is in a progress, and for the SSMS installation, it is also progress. I just given the administrator permission to install it, and yeah, services is not opened yet. Services. Here you can see or browse, yeah, SQL Server related services available here. Means SQL Server it is in a running mode, right? MS SQL Server. Okay, that's it. Means right now once the SMS installation is done on a second server, yeah, third, then yeah, we can say yeah, it is the done. And for second, it is in a installation mode. So yeah, we have to wait until SSMS installation. After the SQL Server installation and SSMS, you can see here, means I can connect to the server with the help of SSMS tool. Means this is the means user, means Sagar, yes, and this is the SA account, correct? Means if I want to connect it from the AD account, AD authentication, then yeah, just click on here and then Windows authentication. So Swaraj is the default domain, and then Sagar is the account. So with the help of that, we can able to connect. Okay, and next thing, we have to apply, or we have to install the Failover cluster service on each machine, means SQL Node 1, Node 2, and Node 3. I already installed Failover cluster service on the Node 1. So if you want to see, then yeah, here I'm going. Uh, Okay. Yes, and here there is a failure cluster. Okay, failure cluster manager. But before of that, uh, I right now I'm on a SQL Node 2 and how to install and how to check, yeah, that availability group service is available or not. So here is the means from SQL Server. There is a SQL Server configuration manager. Here you will see this window, and in this window SQL Server configuration manager, first of all check TCP/IP protocol is enabled or not. Means here is the network configuration SQL Server protocols. Yeah, there is a TCP/IP protocol should be enabled for means communication. And then next thing, here is the SQL Server services, right? And there is a SQL Server service, and right click on it, and then click on properties, and after that you will get always on availability group as it is. An error occurred while loading the always on availability groups properties. Why? Because that failure cluster service is not available on this machine. And same like I am going on a SQL node 1 right now, so you will get the proper message as means right now on I am as a SQL Server configuration manager window, and if I am checking here, yeah, so Windows Server failure cluster. This computer is not a node in the failure cluster, but here we have to check it as is enable on and then apply and then click on OK. So yes, then click on OK. So this computer or this machine will part of the failure cluster. Correct. And this is the failure cluster manager. I will show you. Means first of all, we have to install the failure cluster manager service on three of machines. Right now, I installed on a one, and yeah, here we have to connect three. First of all, I am installing the on second and third, and we just enabled it, so we have to restart it, right? And yeah, apply. Okay. Yes, close the SQL Server connection manager. Okay, close it and restart it. So till the time it will restart. Okay, and right now I'm moving towards the SQL Node 2. Got it? Always on available group. Here is the message like this, and I have to install the Failover cluster service. So how to do that? There is a Failover cluster uh, server manager. Se- Search here. There is a server manager, and from server manager we have to add the uh, feature. Okay, and one more thing here, if we are going to the manage and then add roles, right now what things I did means I am logging from the uh, Sagar account, right? Instead of that, we have to log in it from the main administrator account. So that means all the services configured properly and that have a proper rights. Correct. So what I will do, I will start it from the means I will log in from the administrator account instead of the Sagares account. That is the local administrator. Okay. I am signing out. Sign out from here. Okay. Yeah, sign in here from administrator account so that means there is a all the things means all services will install properly. So instead of this, there is administrator account. Here in server manager, add roles and features, and in that, yeah, click on here. Yeah, click on the next. Then on swaraj.com to miss SQL node.swaraj.com, and then next is the yes. Here we have to add the feature, not the server role, right? So we are going towards the next step, that is a feature, and in feature you have to see there is a failure clustering. Okay, and just click on it, and yeah, it will look like as this, and then just click on add feature, and after that click on the next. Okay, then install. Yeah, it is progressing bit by bit. Same thing we have to do for the SQL node 3. Then yeah, you can see feature installation is done, and after the restart it's pending, so that you must restart the destination server to finish the installation. Okay, close it, and yes, so I'm closing it, and then services, SQL Server Configuration Manager, and enable that checkbox. Means as a always on high availability checkbox, we have to true, means make it as a checked. Here there is a start, then SQL Server 2022 and SQL Server Configuration Manager open, and yes, it is a little bit slow. Okay, and services of the SQL Server at here, then right click on SQL service properties. Yes, always on availability group. Yes, so we have to make it as a because previously the message was different, and right now I am able to means able enable to always on as a high availability group in the yeah, means this computer is not a node in a failure cluster, correct? And we are adding that, means failure cluster is yeah, then enable always on high availability groups for the second machine. Okay, then click on OK, then just click on OK. Yeah, apply. Okay, so we have to restart the server. So this will become part of the failure cluster. Okay, then restart it, and yeah, we will go towards the node. Yes, same thing we have to do for the node 3. there is a add roles features, and then failure cluster we have to make it as a on. Okay, next here, and select the failure clustering. Okay, add features, next, install. That's it. And after the installation is done, then yeah, we will go towards the SQL node 1. Yeah, third node is also ready. Means feature installation is done. Okay, then close it, and okay, first of all, then SQL Server Configuration Manager. Enable this machine as a availability group, part of the availability group. Okay, so click on a SQL Server Services, and right click, Properties. Yes, enable it, apply it. Okay, and yes, make sure that SQL Server agent should be also running. Here, start mode as a automatic, so that when a computer will start or a machine will start, at that time it will be a run or start. Okay, means it will run. Okay, then we have to restart the third node as well. Means we are ready with the failure cluster feature for the three machines, means node 1, node 2, and node 3. Okay, restart it. I am adding one more rights for the Sagar user for the as a domain admin, so that he can connect, or he can log in on different servers, means SQL node 1, node 2, node 3, and he can do the setup of the always on high availability group. Okay, so that's why I am adding here as a domain admin. Apply. Okay. Okay, right now, yeah, we have to go on a secondary machine. Sorry, SQL node 1. Here, find SSMS or SQL Server Management Studio. Connect with the server on SQL node 1. Open the server manager, and in that there is a failure cluster manager. Means, yeah, there is a failure cluster manager feature. Okay, open that. Next thing, what we have to do, this is the window of the failure, failure cluster manager, and here we have to create the cluster. Correct. So if we on a node, sorry, Active Directory controller machine, and here you want to search, there is a Active Directory users. Think yes, Active Directory feature. Yes, Active Directory users and computers. Then you can see three machines over there: SQL Node 1, Node 2, and Node 3. And here, when we create the Failover cluster manager, at that time you can see um, one more miss Failover cluster name, and there is a listener name as well. Okay, so first of all, I have to show you that active directory. Yes, active directory users and computers. Okay, sorry, I at here. My bad. Yes, node 1, node 2, and node 3, right? And we have to create the cluster and listener here so they can be shown at here. So, yeah, I am on this machine, SQL node 1, and then create the cluster. And we have to add two machines over here. Means this is the self machine, means node 1, and two more machines, node 2 and node 3. Click on it. Yeah, okay. Next. Yes, here we have to enter the machine name, means server names what you have, means SQL node 1, node 2, node 3. Yes, I'm going to add SQL node 1. Just check the name. Yes, it is available. Okay, add it. You don't have a permission, administrator rights. Okay, so what I'm thinking, privilege on the, okay, cancel it and just log in from the administrator account of the local machine. Or do we need some extra rights? 1 minute, which login I am logged in? Okay, probably from administrator account we have to log in. Okay, so what I will do, I will log in from the another account, that is the administrator account, local admin account. Or we have to add some extra rights for that particular Sagar S user, but it won't affect until the restart. Okay, click on it. Okay, close. Okay, I logged in from the administrator account, and I have a, means it giving me permission to add this SQL node 1. Yes, verifying server setting. Yes, there is a selected server as a SQL node 1. And again, we have to add the two machines over here, SQL node 2 and node 3, right? SQL node 2, sorry, node 2, yes, check name, because they are in a same domain. And first of all, when we are adding, at that time uh, they are checking the miss asking the permission about the administrator and miss domain controller username and password, like administrator and whatever the password we provide. SQL node 3, just check the name. Yeah, okay. And miss right now three machines are added in the this cluster. And after that we have to give the name of the cluster, and cluster having the listener as well. I will show you that setting as well. The third one node is should be available. Yes, machine is too slow because all the setup is on a one machine. Therefore, yeah, it's too slow. Yes. Okay. And then click on the next. Yes, it will check the validation and all these things. Okay. Next. All the machines are live. Yeah. Node 1, node 2, and node 3. Right now I am on a node 1. Yes. Run all the test, giving the permission. Confirmation. Yes. Next. Yeah, it will take 2 to 3 minutes to run all the checks, and then after that, all the test starts passing. Then finally, cluster will create, and we have to give the name. Yeah, you can see there is a validate all the directory configuration, then storage, then operating system, then update levels, yeah, network, then IP configuration. Yes, at the last you can see testing has completed for the test you selected. Yes, and just click on a finish. Yes, as I said, we have to give the rights to the cluster. Okay, and cluster name. I'm giving you the yeah, I'm giving here as a Swaraj cluster so that with the help of cluster we can identify the name Swaraj cluster and network. I'm assigning the IP address as a 15 at here or a 14 because we have a 21, 22, 23 and 24, right? So here I am giving you as a 15 before of that, and then click on the next. Yes, for the confirmation. Yeah, dc01 dot swaraj dot com means actually this is the cluster is adding into the our DC. Yes, if you go on dc01 computers, then refresh it. Second, yeah, just refresh it. Yeah, Swaraj cluster is added at here because it is the part of the DC right now. Okay, so I'm going on a SQL node 1. Yeah, got it. Yes, and from the SQL, Miss SQL Server, we are configuring the uh, availability group. Correct. For that, we have to create the listener. So that listener also will add into the these computers miss as a here miss availability group name. Okay, miss we, that act as a listener. And yes, first of all, yeah, this is your cluster, miss swaraj.com, and what is the role, and then what are the nodes, then storage is available, networks. So all the things will show at here. Means there is a node 1, node 2, node 3. If we have to restart it from here, we can do that. Yes. Okay. Click on the nodes. So this is nothing but the failover cluster. Is yeah. Network in that you will get the IP address of that particular machines as well. Means for node 1, node 2, node 3. Here in that network connection. Yeah, correct. what is the Ethernet and what is their IP address. So you will get that. And in Node, you can see the configuration of Node 1 means yes, there is a network connection, role, physical disk, and all these things. Yeah, we can down as well from here. Right click, and then here there are some pause, resume, or we have to withdraw that node from here, so we can withdraw that. There is some more actions. There is a yeah, stop cluster server or evict. So means we are removing, but yeah, and cluster is nothing but the yeah here means whatever the cluster service is. Sometimes it is uh, down, so we have to start the cluster or bring online, then click on here and take offline, take online, so you have such options at here, right? Okay, then before starting the availability group setup, so change the owner of the service, SQL Server owner service, because we have to communicate with three servers like node 1, node 2, node 3, right? And in that uh, means who is the owner, so that he can actually who is the domain user, so that he can communicate with this, and we know the password of that as well. If in case anything service start stop, we have to do any operation in availability group, so it will be a handy. So I am changing the name at here like a it is not the actual username, but it is the service name, or means we have to create based on your means environment, top user, or we can call it as a admin user. Okay, and we have to give some rights to him, and yeah, basically he can handle the service start stop availability group operations. That's why I am uh, mentioning the this user at here. Because we don't know NT service slash MS SQL Server username and password, right? That's why. Sorry, password of that service. And for availability group, we want that username we have to provide. So I am changing on node 2, and I changed it on a node 1, and I have to change it on a node 3. Yeah, this is pending. So after that, service will restart, and just click on OK. And okay, and for SQL Server agent as well, you can mention that username, so that it will be handy. Means one user for uh, server name and that particular SQL Server agent and availability group. So that user can take care of all the operations. Right now, I created only one user for my practice. Yes, and we can change the operation as a manual to automatic as well, and do it for the third node, SQL node 3. And next important setting is that Here, click on the, I will show you from the beginning. Yes, this is the cluster, and here there is a properties option, right? And in properties, there is a server cluster, right? And yeah, resource type, load balancer, and all these things are here. But yeah, we have to give the some rights about the to change and all these things. So we can add the rights to the that particular user so that he can perform all operation. First of all, cancel it, cancel, Sagar, yes, check names, administrator, then okay, add it. Okay, so he have a control I have to give. Okay, apply it so that he can do the necessary changes. Means we have to give the some rights for that particular user. Then we can give okay. And on first page means in property there is a first tab as a cluster, and here is the manage core cluster resource group. What it's saying, yeah, means who is the preferred owner. So suppose let's say I am making it as a SQL node and is as a prefer clustered. I apply it, right? And then yes, then there is a of means let's say there is a SQL node 1 is down, then SQL node 2 will be as a preferred, then SQL node 2 is a down, then SQL node 3 as a preferred. So this is the list, correct? And right now I am uh, yeah, here we have to select means which are the preferred server one by one. They will act as a preferred server. Select the preferred owners, the core clusters resource group. Okay, and yes, here this is the hyperlink means they are showing yeah from the Microsoft documentation yeah which is the preferred servers. Okay, then apply it. And let's say you don't want to set the node 3 as a preferred server, then click as a no check because in real type scenario what we have to do, there are the two servers prime means say, node 1 and node 2 are the two one means suppose one is down, second will up, and means still all the things operation means all the things like our business will continue. And let's say the nodes one is off, then we can switch that cluster main s- mm, server as a node 1. Okay, and node 3 will act as a reporting server means read only replica, so we can't set it as a preferred server. That's why I am setting it as a node 1 and node 2 as a preferred owners. Okay, apply it and then click on OK. That's it. Means our configuration of the cluster is done. And right now we have to set it from the SQL point of view. Okay, then go to the SQL. Yes. Right now I am on a SQL Node 1 and I turn on the SSMS for the three windows. Means this is the Node 2. Yes, and for the Node 3, yeah, turn on the SQL Server Management Studio and open it. And right now, what I have to do? First of all, on SQL Node 1, yes, I'm switching to the Node 1. Yes, and here we have to set up the availability group, right? Means uh, always on high availability. Right click on it. First of all, here we can start the setup, but before of that we required the some databases, right? Means at least one databases for the replication. Means we are just uh, transferring that database from one SQL node 1 to the node 2 and node to the node 3. Okay, then yeah, I am creating the database first so that it will transfer the next machine. I am creating the a small database, new database as a test DB, we can say test DB, and recovery mode should be a full. Yes, recovery model is a full. Okay. Then yes, create a one table and insert the 2 to 3 records in it. New query, create table, emp id int identity 1 comma 1. Nothing, right? Because it don't have any record. If we execute it, insert into emp name. Okay, it's 100 time it inserted, and right now table emp table having the 100 records. Okay, and yes, we have to replicate this. Means uh, sorry, not replicate. We have to make this database as a always on. So click on availability group, new availability group wizard, and then next availability group name Swaraj AVG group. Yeah, means Swaraj cluster is the cluster name, and Swaraj AVG group is nothing but the availability group. And database level health detection, then per database DTC support content. Yes, okay, we can check that. Means health detection. Yeah, full backup is required. Okay, click on it. But before of that, yes, we have to take the backup of it. This database as a full task backup, and one folder we have to create uh, for sharing the data in between them. I am just click on OK. Means by default, whatever the path, so full backup is creating. Okay, and then I am creating the one folder at here. We have to give that folder name in availability group so that the data is transferred in between. Means to second node and third node. Okay, means there is a logs backup, AG shared folder. Okay, and we have to give permission to the as a full permission for that user who is taking care of availability group. Okay, properties, sharing, shared. Okay, Sagar, yes, and share it. Okay, done. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, please share it and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. Bye bye.